made a deal on the other 300 utility with the Henry front loader and the Henry bucket. I mean the Henry front loader and the Henry backhoe. I'm actually heading over there now to take a quick look and kind of get a game plan on tomorrow on picking this thing up. I've heard that the whole assembly together is about a 9,000 pound tractor and you know, front loader and the hoe setup. So this one, the hoe was actually on the ground, so I still got to figure out how I'm going to get that thing off the ground and onto the trailer, because we don't have loaders and stuff, so it's going to be all manual handwork getting this thing on there. But made a good deal with them. You know, I'm saving another tractor, and you know, one way or another, getting it on the trailer and getting it back to the house. So in a few minutes I'll be pulling into his driveway, and I'm going to flip this thing around and let you guys see what that tractor actually looks like, and if he hasn't cleared it away, how much is covering that thing up. So hang tight, and we'll be pulling the driveway in a minute. All right, my friends, and we're here. So there's the hoe for this thing. It looks heavy just looking at it sitting on the ground. Gonna have a lot of weeds to chop up, but I guess one way or another we're gonna have to get it home, that's for sure. And then here's the other 300. See, cleaned up a little bit around it, so it's kind of nice. At least I can see it a little bit now. Well, there she is. So we're gonna have to block up that front bucket a little bit so that way I can get it on the trailer. At least it's holding air. All the tires actually look pretty good on it. You can actually see it. And that's where the other 300 used to sit. Now it's all cut, looks good. There's the tag. All right, looks like it's in neutral too, so that's good. Now I'm just hoping it'll roll. All right, well, that concludes the video for right now, and then be back tomorrow and pick up where we left off. All right, my friends, today is the day. And of course, it had to be raining for 2 days, so I had the ground nice and wet to drag this thing out of here. So anyway, so what we're gonna do today, since it's raining, I'm not gonna be doing a lot of filming, but I will take a bunch of pictures, and then once this thing gets loaded into the house, then I'll continue filming once the rain has stopped. All right, well, she's untuned. So that's actually what it looks like now, without all the weeds on it. Yeah, it's got its fair share of little issues here and there, but still a very pretty tractor. And we'll go around this side real quick. And that's how it looks from this side. And my buddy Jared's getting ready to show up in a few with the trailer. I gotta unearth that hoe yet too. But he's coming with the trailer so we can get this thing loaded up. And right now I'm just trying to get this bucket freed up so I can get it raised up and make it easier to get on the trailer. The rain has slowed down to a mist, so that's not too bad. So hopefully the next video, it'll be this thing going up onto the trailer. Stay tuned. All right, well, she drug out of her spot. I got my buddy Jared here, helping me with his fine looking rig. So we're gonna go ahead and get backed up, and unfortunately I can't get that bucket to release pressure to get it up in the air, at least a little bit. We tried to winch it up, but it wasn't going. I've released the pressure off the lines, hoping I can get some of the pressure off too. Didn't seem to want to take it up. We got it to come up probably about 3/4 of an inch, but it wasn't just enough. So we're gonna go ahead and try to load it as the way it is. So let's go ahead and get this thing, let's get backed up and get winched up. All right, we're good. You're rolling. Jared's first time on camera. The electric winch makes it much easier than hand cranking it with a come along.
Well, I suspected earlier.
What's that?
The clutch is froze up.
Oh, yeah? This one does. This one locks up. That one, I saw the piston was froze up on that one over there. Yeah, it's much better than hand cranking it with a come along.
My thought is to get that boom laying up in here and get the fat wide part back here, but it depends on the stabilizers.
Yeah, and they're down on that.
If you can get them up, we'll be okay. And actually, it's perfect because it's swung.
Yeah, it's turned.
So, if we can keep that, let me think here, It really should be swung the other way.
Camera up high.
Yeah, there you go.
Definitely looks much bigger now. It's untuned. With the backhoe, it definitely seems a lot bigger now. It's untuned.
Yeah. This.
Okay, so here's the theory. Brought the tractor back to this side of the trailer. So we're gonna go ahead and, well, unfortunately the skid steer is not gonna work for lifting this. So we're gonna go ahead and back the trailer up, hook it from the bucket, and we're gonna try to pull the bucket on beside the tractor and lead the back side of the buckle off the back of the trailer. So I guess we're gonna find out in a few. Straighten out the knuckle.
We'll be able to get that.
It's moving better than I thought. Alright my friends, she is on the road. So now the fun part is getting it back and getting this thing unloaded. So it actually went a little better than we thought it would. As you see, we got the hell in there, drug up there pretty easily. Tractor, no problem at all. And yeah, now I have two 300s in the mix. So this one actually seemed like he told me it actually ran just fine. Like with the stories we've always heard, but it ran just fine when it was parked. But unfortunately, it just took a back seat from some of the other stuff and just sat there. So I will again pick up more of this video once we get back and we start doing the unloading, and I'll do a walk around again. All right, my friends, well, day 2, and unfortunately I couldn't film the unloading and dropping of this last night because it got a little too dark by the time I got back. And let's just say, with 2 days worth of rain, it started getting a little soft back here. So we had to kind of do a, I guess you could say, a slate drop and go. But shout out to my friend Jarrett. Thank you very much for your assistance and your truck and your trailer. And that winch. Love that winch to get this thing on. It was definitely a great help. It was much appreciated. But it's finally here. It's back in its hometown where this thing originally came from. So it's kind of nice having it back. Where this tractor came from was actually not too far from us. The gentleman might even still have the sales sheet from it. So in the next upcoming videos of this one, obviously I'm going to work on getting the hydraulics fixed. And the rams down here, I got to put the pin back in that one. That one is cracked. I think I might be able to fly with it because it looks like it's been cracked for quite a while and still working. We might go ahead and run with it, give it a whirl. But I do have to put the pin in there. And I'm going to replace every single hydraulic line on this, and then come up to the joysticks, and I'm going to start getting all the valves. Most of them freed up, so they don't feel like they're too bad. I think there was one, this one. This is the only one that was stuck a little bit, but all the other ones seem to move just fine. So, and the riggers were kind of cool. They, you know, they went up and pinned pretty easily. So that was kind of neat. Maybe in the future I might set up something to actually run these off hydraulic. That'd be actually kind of cool. And we did find out, I think I might have said it in the video yesterday, that this is an extenda hoe, which is kind of cool. Let's just say those bolts are a little roached though. They're pretty much done for. I'm gonna have to cut those off and replace them. But it's kind of neat, the fact that you can extend this out and then shorten it back up. So obviously we'll get that back in working order, and then kind of just go through everything. Re-weld the metal line back up to the side of the arm where it's supposed to be. Because obviously that mess of weld that somebody did there didn't hold very well. They only had a piece of it locked in. So we're going to fix that too. But all in all, this thing's in great shape. It's not going to take much to clean it up and repaint it. And I'm going to make a little stand for it so I can crank it up and get this thing loaded on the tractor easy enough. But let's come around to the tractor. So obviously, you know, it's got the nice heavy Henry bucket on the front and everything. I am going to have to straighten it. Apparently, come to find out, he had a chain going across there and I think up to the upper arm here, and he tried to use that to lift this up. And then he did something that I would never do, but he did. He had a 2x4 apparently at one point in his life shoved in here and put that big old dent in the hood. He used basically the hood, the grill, to hold the weight of this bucket up in the air. So we're gonna have to go in there and fix that. Nothing major. I can get the dent out. The grill on this thing has been severely protected. Obviously the grill's in pretty good shape. It's got one spot, but it's straight. It looks good. This won't be a hard tractor to repaint and clean up. Let's see. And the only other thing that I wasn't too fond of that I'm gonna have to repair, I'm gonna have to pull the hood off because he sliced the hood to convert it to 12 volt to get that alternator in there. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and make some new brackets for that alternator, tuck it tighter to the engine, and then weld that hood back up. Because that to me is an eyesore. Nope, that ain't gonna fly. 12 volt, fine, we can have that, but I'm not gonna run it that way. Now obviously these tractors here, as you see, we don't have the hydraulic pump here. We have the hydraulic pump here. It's actually chain driven off the front, runs off the front of the crank, which is kind of cool. I like it. It's so much different on this compared to the other one. And I see here, the arm and everything has been fixed and welded through the years and things done to it. There's just some things I'm going to end up cleaning up on here. Even like the power steering box, that's had a lot of work done to it. A lot of bad welds, bad pieces of metal put in there. So we're going to do some serious repairs. But if you think about it, this tractor and the other tractor, I got less than $1,000 tied up in both of them. So come on, you can't blame me for jumping on this deal, because 2 300s, and one with the the original. This is actually the front loader and the hoe that came with this tractor when this tractor was bought new. So the fact of it, it's never been broke up. It's always been a together set is actually really cool. you know, to me, that made it worth its weight in gold, in my opinion, to me. And then to get that other 300 that's been with it, you know, for pretty much just as long. Surprisingly, it held air. The tires are not in bad shape. Let's just say they're doable to work with for a while. The rims are pretty good. Everything's good. It's got this little rear seat set up. It's not bad. I think I might end up taking this off. And I think I might end up making a swivel seat design, so I can actually spin the seat in that place rather than have this extra back seat. I think that's what I want to do with it. And obviously, as you see, it's got a PTO delete on it because the hoe bolts up to it. The clutch seems like it's stuck, so I'm going to have to go ahead and get the clutch unfroze. Hopefully I can get that working okay. I'm sure I can. This brake is free. This brake is seized. And yesterday I ended up saying the piston. No, it's not a piston. I'm used to, you know, hydraulic disc brakes. It's not a piston. It's just basically the arm is frozen. Most likely it's because of the fact of, you know, there's no boot or anything on there, so moisture's probably gotten in there. So again, no biggie. I know how to take all that apart and get in there and clean that up and clean both those disc pads up and get it all free again. So we're going to work on that. Let me see what else we got to show you. Fenders actually aren't in bad shape. They're actually straighter than they are on the other one, except for this one's just tilting a little bit because it looks like there's a washer. There's something under there tipping that fender over. I haven't run the numbers on this one yet to see the year, but it has been converted to 12 volt. I can get the gear shifter in all its gears, so that's pretty good. Tack is missing, which I didn't look to see if it has the setup over there for the tack drive. I'm gonna have to take a look. And this one, obviously, because of the hoe setup, it's got the vertical exhaust on this one. Yeah, so I'm actually looking forward to digging into this. So what we're going to do is, once the ground dries up a little bit, because as you see, it was so soft even unloading it. I mean, how much mud it drug back from dropping this thing down. But once it dries out, I finally got the, you know, pistons free so I can move this up and down. So I'm going to lift this up a little bit, get this thing over closer to the shop, and then I can work on getting it, I can't say freed up because I don't know if it's locked up. I'm going to assume it is, so it's no big deal. And then we're going to get this thing freed up and try to get it running. Let's go around and see if it's got the parts in it for that tack. Let's see what we got here. Yes, it's actually got the parts to it, so I can get the tack put into it, and at least I got the parts for it. So sucks I can't see the hours, but I'm assuming this one might be a 56 from that serial number, 20332. So I'm gonna have to look that up, but I'm thinking that's a 56. So if it is a 56 and it's a 300 series, and this is all red as far as the grill and the hood, so this one obviously is going to stay red. And it's got the, I don't know if the rims at one point were white. They're silver now, so I guess we're going to go all red with silver and red rims on this one when it gets repainted. So that is going to be it for bringing home the assumably 1956 300 utility with the loader and the hoe. So I hope you enjoyed at least watching us getting on the trailer. You got to admit, Jared, you know your stuff out there. It was definitely a great help, you know, using that winch and that snatch block, getting that hoe on there, because the gentleman we got it from was absolutely in a maze. He was in awe that we actually got that on there without having to bring a piece of equipment and actually lift it up and sit it on the trailer. So for us, dragging it on and pulling it off with zero damage whatsoever, except to the ground with the ruts, but that's going to happen because 2 days worth of rain. Today's the first day with no rain. So anyway, we're going to get this old girl running, and if I can get it running in time, I may go ahead and use this one for plowing snow. So let's talk about the H for a second. Let me walk on over to that, so hang tight. Okay, so we're back to the H. So let's make this short, sweet, quick, and simple. So a lot of people think that I'm going to leave this thing on the back burner and nothing's going to get done to this now. Nope, 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 nope. Not even close. What's going to happen probably to this one is I'm going to go ahead and pull this. If I get that utility running, this loader is coming off of this tractor again. And I may keep a hold of it. I may sell it. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with it. It works perfect. No issues with it whatsoever. Except for the fact of, it's a 33A. It is what it is. Up pressure only. Trip bucket. You know, you have to push, let the clutch out in order to raise the bucket. So, I mean, it works good. It definitely does. But let's just say the other one, is going to be way more user friendly as far as using that bucket for pushing snow, moving dirt, anything. So the plan is on this tractor is once I get that other utility with the bucket up and running, and I know I can use it actually for pushing snow and doing yard work like I want, this one is going to be the next one on the list to actually go ahead and get its full-on restoration. We're going to go ahead and get this thing in, get it stripped down, get it sandblasted, start working on the body, the hood, replace the clutch, rebuild the engine, and we're going to get this thing into show condition. So that is my plans for this H. This is going to be the next show tractor. The 300 utility that's in the shed currently, we're going to get that running. We're going to do a nice paint job on it. Nothing spectacular. It's not going to get restored. It's just going to get mechanically sound, and it's going to go ahead and get a pretty paint job. Because that, again, with that 2-point on the back, it's going to get used in the garden. So the both utilities for now are going to be pretty tractors, but workhorses. That one right now isn't going to get full on painted. That one's going to be mechanically running and have everything working on it. The other one is going to go ahead and get the paint job. Sorry, I still have this cough. It just will not go away. But we're going to take a walk inside, and I'm going to give you a quick update on the other 300 utility. So again, hang tight. All right, so here is the update on this one. So what I have coming for this one is I want the vertical exhaust on it. So I have another exhaust manifold coming. Just going to shoot that exhaust up where I want it. That's one of the first things. I do have it cranking, do have it spinning, so that's good. I still have to figure out why I can go from reverse to first to second to third, but I can't get it to go into fourth and fifth. I have all the rust cleaned up out of the slides inside here where the fork goes down. I just can't seem to get it to go fourth and fifth. I'm not sure exactly what that is yet, but I will get that figured out. Not a problem. We have a new grill coming because that grill is absolutely roached. I have the rebuild kit for the distributor, and I have all the tack drive parts coming, and then I got to get that out of there and figure out what is leaking so bad to put all that oil inside there. I'm guessing, obviously, he was saying something at one time about him having this possibly apart, or he had some guys have this apart, and I'm thinking those guys didn't put the seals back in between the distributor and the housing, and then between the housing and then the pump. There's no seals, so I think it's literally just pushing all the oil in, so we're going to get that straightened out. Now I'm going to give you a quick funny story about this tractor. We're going to make this short and sweet also. When he went ahead and put that dent in the oil pan, it started running out of oil. He started noticing that the tractor was sounding funny, so he went ahead and stopped it to see what it was. He saw the oil was running out. He filled it up full of Lucas. He used it a couple more times for plowing snow. It worked, and he said it would just get a little noisier, obviously the hotter it got. So he went ahead, and after the snow season, he had some guys pick the tractor up, take it to go work on it. They drove it onto the trailer to work on it, but then when they got it there, they called him saying, hey, you know this tractor doesn't run. He's like, it does run. You drove it onto the trailer. They're like, well, it doesn't run now, and we don't have time to fix it, so we're going to bring it back. They brought it back, and they dropped it in its spot where you saw it, where I got it from. When I took the distributor cap off, there was no rotor in it. My money is saying that these knuckleheads went ahead and started working on it, put the distributor cap on, forgot to put the rotor on, tried to crank it, couldn't get fire. They weren't smart enough to pop the cap and see if the rotor was on or not. They let it go. They called the man and said, hey, it's not running. So, personally, I think they forgot to put the rotor on. We're going to find out, because when I put that kit on here, we're going to see if we can get this thing fired up. But that will be in a later video. But it was just a little funny short story I just wanted to share with you guys. It definitely made me chuckle. And then the last thing is I got the other emblem for the hood. So now we have all the emblems and nothing's broke. I'm just going to very easily tap some of the dings out, which is no big deal. And I'm going to repolish these, and there we go. We're good to go. So that is it for today's video. There's going to be many, many, many more to follow. Obviously, we have plenty of iron on the property now to work on and keep some good entertaining videos, and hopefully it'll help other people learn as I'm learning. So make sure you hit that notification bell, like, subscribe, share, comments, always welcome. I'm always, enthusiastic to hear what you guys have to say. If there's any help I can give, I love giving it. To those who have sent me emails about the 300s, give me some information. Thank you. It's very much appreciated. We got to keep this going, guys. We got to make sure that we keep preserving these old tractors. Don't let these things go to scrap yards. Don't let people get a hold of them and slap a paint job on them and then try and turn around and flip them and sell them, and then the next person realizes they don't run worth of shit, and then they go scrap them. So let's do these tractors right. They've done you know, a farming heritage right through the years. Well, it's time to show the love back. Let's go ahead and get these things back up and running. If anybody out there has a couple original rims, because obviously this isn't, I do have the new center. Yeah, I mean, walk around, I'll show you that too. I did end up finding the original center for this. He had this on his property. So I got the middle dish I need, but if anybody has any 28s, any hoops that they want to sell that's in decent condition, obviously better than this, shoot me a message or a comment or an email, and give me a price on what you want for them. Obviously, you know, don't do like this market's doing nowadays and price gouge with ridiculous prices, but you know, I'm always willing to you know, definitely buy from, you know, sources out here. You guys have something you want to sell, I'd love to get it from you. And then obviously I'll give you a shout out on the video once I get them and get them installed and show what you sent me. So other than that, that is it. I am done for the day. I'm gonna go ahead, and I gotta wait a couple days for this to dry out so I can go ahead and get this tractor moved over to this spot, and then we gotta get this thing back under cover, so that way I can work on, I guess once I get the other one running, getting this loader off of here. And yeah, let's get this pretty old H up and running and back to her, well, back to her former glory. She runs good, but we're gonna give it a complete overhaul. So anyway, like, subscribe, share, it's much appreciated, and help me hit that 1,000 mark before the end of the year. We're so close. I think I'm at 940. Like I said, it's that personal goal. Let me know you guys are out there watching and listening. I really want to see that number, you know, jump. I mean, obviously if it goes above 1,000, I ain't going to complain, but it's just, it's very exciting to see the channel grow, and just knowing that what I'm doing is helping you guys. And when you guys tell me things, it helps me as well, so thank you. But anyway, you guys have a great day. Save those old Farmalls, and until next time.